Hello and welcome to the Extreme Panzer Leader Expansion Progress Episode 1. So I hope you enjoyed watching that little montage. I kind of wanted to showcase a little bit about what goes into creating the map that we use to play Extreme Panzer Leader. That's just a little portion of what we're adding to the map in terms of the size of what we're adding. We're really just trying to make the game bigger and better the more that we play it so that we can eventually have, what we consider to be the biggest and best game of Panzer Leader ever created. And then another portion of that is maybe, if possible, create the biggest permanent board gaming setup or wargaming setup that exists in the world. So if anybody has any knowledge about that, please leave it in the comments. I would love to know if what the current biggest one is or some larger ones out there, and kind of maybe work towards maybe becoming bigger than that. And so another part with our expansion, not only the map, is adding several more countries. Currently we play with 12 with 6 players, so 2 per player, and we want to get that up to 18 by the time of the next uh, game that we play. And so that would potentially be 3 countries per person. So that is what you're seeing here on your screen, is kind of the development sheets that go into creating a country. So I'll talk a little bit about that. So you can see here that across horizontally we have these 6 categories that correspond to the infantry development. So each of these categories has an odds needing to unlock corresponding to it, as well as a cost. Now these odds and costs can be changed however fit necessary for either the country or the style of game that you may want to use to play. But then you would have free units that you unlock that then you would subsequently be able to build. And these costs, uh, these points that you get to buy these developments or potentially units, would come from cities that you own on the map. So like a unit like this, a 2241, would cost you 9 points. So 2 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1. So that's how the cost goes. And then these numbers correspond to attack, range, defense, and then movement. And then the number underneath here is the amount that you can build in total at any given time on the map. So you can only have 12 of these on the map at any given time. And then underneath you have additional individual developments that you'd be able to unlock after getting these categories, which you would have to get one at a time. You would have to get the previous one before getting the next one. So in terms of development, we have infantry, transport. Transport goes up to 8 or 9 categories, infantry 6. And then from there we have towed guns, which go up to 6 as well. So these are your guns for indirect fire, as well as some A-type guns. And then of course armor, which goes all the way up to 12. And so this is something that's very difficult when designing these countries, is you want to make sure that their armor is competitive but not too weak, not too strong. And then you also want them to be somewhat unique. And as well as, since none of these countries have existed in the game before, we have to completely come up with how they're built, all the units they have, and we try to use some historical accuracy, but we really want to just make sure that the game is competitive and fun for whatever country you have, so historical accuracy is kind of second to that. So this is kind of how the armor looks, and as you can see, the tanks get better as you go deeper, but the categories also get much harder to unlock. And the current game that we play has double cost for armor unlocks, so these would all be 200 points per roll instead of the normal 100. So that's kind of how that works. So 3 of the new expansion, we want to have 6 new expansion countries. 3 of them are the Swedish, the Chinese, and the Canadians, all having their own unique units, specialty units, and things of that nature. And then this is kind of how the development sheets look when they're done. They'll have these unit counters on them, which looks really nice and presentable and makes it a little bit easier to understand what exactly you're getting with the development. So this is the German country, 6 infantry categories, 6 towed gun, and then 8 to 9 transport. So thank you for watching and for your continued support with the videos that I'm producing. It really means a lot to all of us who are playing the game to see the level of support that you guys are giving in the comments by liking, by watching, and subscribing. And please, if you have any questions or comments or suggestions or anything, do not hesitate to leave a comment, leave a like, let me know how you feel about the video, let me know things that you may want to see from us, any questions you have. If you're wanting to build your own map, we can help give you some advice or maybe answer some questions that you have in trying to build your map. So please reach out, and thank you for watching.